Have you ever looked at the pennies sitting in your junk drawer and thought, these can't be worth anything, right? What if I told you one of those pennies could be worth $1.2 million right now, not in 100 years? Not in the future, right now. Well, grab a chair, because today we're diving into the story of the 1979 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny, a coin minted en masse, but with a secret hidden in plain sight. And here's the kicker: you might be holding one already and not even know it now. Before we go any further, let me break the pattern for a second. Do you know what happened to Bob from Nebraska? He used to throw his change in a coffee can, until he found a penny just like this one. He thought it was worthless. It sold for over $300,000. And guess what? He only realized it after watching a video just like this one. So stay with me, because over the next 40 minutes you'll learn why this coin is so valuable, how to identify the features that make it a millionaire's penny, and how to sell it the smart way so you never get lowballed or scammed. This isn't just a story about a penny, it's a story about opportunity, timing, and transformation. Let's take a step back. The year is 1979. Jimmy Carter is president. Gas costs less than $1, and the Denver Mint produces over 4.1 billion Lincoln Memorial pennies. Yes, billion with a BSO. Why on earth would anyone pay $1.2 million for a 1979 D penny? Because sometimes quantity hides quality, and in a sea of common coins, a few extraordinary mistakes were made. Imagine Lincoln's profile on the front of the coin, but now imagine it duplicated, ever so slightly off center. That's what collectors drool over, a visible doubling of text like Liberty or the Deity. It's not just an error. It's a ticket to 6 or even 7 figures. We've seen 1979 DS struck 5% to 15% off center. Some are so clean and dramatic that collectors pay tens of thousands for them. Now imagine finding one that also has that doubling. That's a rare cocktail worth millions. Most of these coins were tossed in jars, spent at gas stations, or banged around in vending machines, but a few were never touched. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are virtually flawless. One recently sold for over $100,000 alone. Now pair that with an error. You're talking life-changing value. Let's pause here. Are you still tossing pennies aside without a second thought? Here's a reality check: that tiny copper coin in your palm could buy you a mansion or wipe out your debt or fund your grandkids' college. It's not about luck, it's about knowing what to look for, and we're going to get into that right after this short cliffhanger. Which of these is more valuable? A 1979 D penny that's shiny and new looking, or one that's old, crusty, and weirdly off-center? Trick question: it's the ugly one, because collectors don't care about pretty, they care about rare. Now back to the story. Let's get tactical. Grab a magnifying glass. You're going to want to check the mint mark. It should be a clear D4 Denver. Now the rim. Is it perfectly centered, or does it cut into the design? Off-center strikes or gold. Examine the surface. If it looks untouched and glossy, you may have a high-grade specimen. Now here's the scary part. Let's say you find one, you bring it to a pawn shop, and they offer you $50. Most people do, and they walk away while the dealer flips that same penny for $600,000 at auction. That's why you need to stick around, because in just a few minutes, I'll reveal how to sell your coin like a pro, avoid the scams, and make sure you get paid every last dollar it's worth. Let me tell you a personal story. My Uncle Joe, retired military, used to collect coins in a shoebox, never paid attention to them. Then one day, while cleaning out the garage, he called me. Hey, do you think any of these are worth something? At the bottom of the box was a 1979 D Lincoln penny with doubling on the date, graded at MS-66 with a minor die error. He sold it at auction, $4,127, $500. It didn't make him a millionaire overnight, but it paid off his house and bought him a brand new truck. That's the power of one coin. Send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Do not attempt to clean it. That lowers the value. Let the professionals evaluate its authenticity and condition. Take high-resolution photos under proper lighting. Show the front, back, and any doubling or off-center marks. You want potential buyers to see exactly what makes it valuable. Use auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. Avoid local pawn shops. Consider eBay only if you're confident you can negotiate. The value of rare coins rises when metal prices and collector demand spike. We're in one of those seasons right now. Don't wait 5 years. Urgency is key. Now I want you to imagine something. You walk into your bank, you pull out a deposit slip, and you write $1,200,000 all from a single penny. It's not a fantasy, it's a missed opportunity. If you do nothing after this video, go through your coin jars, check your drawers, glove compartments, sock piles, and look for the 1979 D Lincoln penny that could change your life. If you find one, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video, we're revealing the 1981 penny that's quietly making millionaires. You're not just watching a coin channel, you're learning how to turn pocket change into generational wealth. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join the movement of everyday people discovering life-changing value in coins they've had for decades. What if I told you that a tiny coin you've ignored for decades could be the key to unlocking a $1.3 million fortune? Not a gold bar, not a stock certificate, not a lottery ticket, but a simple copper penny from 1960 stamped with a little D right under the date. Yes, I'm dead serious right now. People across America are pulling fortunes out of their junk drawers, their change jars, even from under couch cushions. One man in Arizona cashed in a coin for more than the value of his car. Another in Texas found one at a garage sale for just a nickel. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why it's so valuable, and how you might already own one without even knowing it. Don't blink, because every second of this could be the difference between living ordinary and retiring extraordinary. John F. Kennedy was campaigning for president. Elvis was topping the charts, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was punching out billions of pennies like it was going out of style. Most of those pennies were ordinary, but just a few came out different. The 1960 D Lincoln Memorial Cent has several rare varieties, and one of them, the small date over large date error, combined with a near perfect condition, can be worth over $1.3 million. Now, before you toss every penny jar upside down, let's break this down first. The mint mark, the D, stands for Denver. That's the only mint in 1960 that created this specific variety that collectors crave. Second, the design error. Here's where things get juicy. Some of these coins were struck with what's known as a small date over large date. It's a doubling error, but not your typical blurry mess. This one's sharp, bold, intentional looking. Collectors call it a unicorn because it's that rare, and when you combine that error with high grade MS67 and above, you enter million-dollar territory. Let's pause. When was the last time you looked at a penny with this much excitement? I mean, think about it. A coin that's been ignored, stepped on, tossed into a fountain, maybe even swallowed by your toddler years ago, could now buy you a lake house, a luxury car, or completely pay off your mortgage. But hang tight, because Act 2 is where things get even more intense, because while opportunity is knocking, the door won't stay open forever. There's a wave of collectors, dealers, auction houses, and yes, YouTubers who are buying up these coins fast, and once they're in collections they almost never come back out. And here's the kicker, many folks unknowingly spend them. Let me say that again, people are literally handing million-dollar pennies to vending machines. Now imagine Yuri at the gas station handing over exact change, and there it goes, the 1960 D small date double die in MS67 condition, gone forever. Let that sit for a second. This isn't just a cool hobby, this is wealth hidden in plain sight, and the clock is ticking. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I've got the real deal? Well, here's where things get strategic. You'll need good lighting, a magnifying glass, and a basic understanding of what to look for. A small date where the 6 is tightly curled, crisp, clean, doubling on the date. A sharp D mint mark, no visible damage, wear, or discoloration. And here's a big clue, coins with a red copper luster often grade higher and are worth exponentially more. Collectors love red pennies, not brown, not black, and not worn to death. A red, crisp 1960 D with the right doubling is what makes auction houses sweat. And speaking of auctions, let me drop a cliffhanger here. One 1960 D small date penny sold in 2024 at a major U.S. auction for over $1.30 million. A retired mechanic from Missouri, let's call him Don. He spent most of his life fixing engines, saving pennies in a jar on his garage shelf. One day, after watching a video much like this one, he decided to pour out that jar, and there it was, a clean, red-tone 1960 D penny with a small date and unusual doubling. He thought it looked odd, but rather than ignore it, he submitted it to PCGS for grading. A few weeks later, he gets a call. His coin graded MS67 red with the double die designation. Within months, he was on a plane to New York to witness his little copper coin cross the auction block for $1.3 million. His life changed forever. He paid off his home, bought a lake house, and gave his grandkids the college fund he never had growing up, all from a penny that he almost spent at a hardware store. Now let me ask you something, what's sitting in your change jar? Because if Don can find one, so can you. The 1960 D Lincoln Memorial penny is no ordinary coin, it's a potential ticket to financial freedom, but only if you know what to look for, and only if you act before these rare examples disappear into permanent collections. You have a choice right now: ignore this and wonder one day what could have been, or get up, dig through those pennies, and maybe, just maybe, hold your own million-dollar miracle. If you found this video valuable, subscribe right now, because next week, we're diving into another hidden gem that's worth even more, and trust me, you do not want to miss that one. What if I told you the penny sitting in your junk drawer could be worth more than your car, your house, maybe your entire retirement savings? This isn't clickbait. This isn't fantasy. This is fact. Right now, in the hands of everyday people across America, lies one of the most overlooked treasures of modern coin collecting, the 1988 D Lincoln Memorial penny. A coin once casually dropped into vending machines, now being bought and sold by serious collectors for up to $1.4 million. Yes, $1.4 million. For a penny? Crazy? Not really. Because the world of numismatics is changing fast, and the people who act now, who search, who learn, who sell smart, they're walking away with real wealth. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this coin is so valuable, but you'll have the exact blueprint on how to find one, verify it, and potentially turn it into your first $1 million payday. But first, let me ask you this: if so, you may have tossed away your fortune. Let's rewind to 1988. Ronald Reagan had just left office. CDs were the future of music, and gas was under $1 a gallon. In the middle of this classic American year, a seemingly ordinary copper-coated penny rolled out of the Denver Mint. The 1988 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent. At first glance, nothing special. Same design, same feel, same Abraham Lincoln stoically gazing to the right, but some of these coins weren't like the others. Now here comes the plot twist. This is where things get exciting. A handful of 1988 D pennies were struck using a reverse die meant for the older 1989 penny series. A mix-up, a minting error, a fluke in the system. This error caused subtle but visible differences in the coin. The spacing of the initials, the shape of Lincoln's shoulder, even the strike depth. Minute details, unnoticed by the public, but life-changing to those who spotted them. And here's where emotion kicks in. Imagine discovering you've had one in your change jar for years, and then learning it could sell at auction for $1.4 million. People have cried, screamed, gone completely silent in shock. Collectors have spent entire careers hunting down errors like this. And one penny, just one, could erase debt, fund retirement, or build a new life entirely. And now, let me interrupt this tale with a quick question. Phones ring, bidding wars erupt, news spreads like wildfire. They never look at pocket change the same way again. If you're ready to hunt for the 1988 D that could change your life, you'll need the roadmap. You're looking for a 1988 D Lincoln penny with a reverse design that matches the 1989 style. The easiest way to detect this is by examining the FG initials on the reverse. If the initials are closer to the Lincoln Memorial than normal, you may have struck gold. You don't need expensive tools. A decent magnifying glass and a well-lit room are enough to start. Collectors pay top dollar for coins in great condition. If it looks new, shiny, and free from major scratches, you're in a better position. But even circulated ones have fetched hundreds of thousands. So don't give up if yours isn't perfect. Never try to sell a rare penny without a professional grading. Contact PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services. They'll examine it, confirm its rarity, and give it a grade that adds legitimacy and value. Don't sell $1 million penny to someone offering you $500 at a flea market. You need an auction house or a trusted numismatic dealer. Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers. They know what they're doing, and more importantly, they know buyers who are ready to spend real money. No, seriously. Pause this video and dig into your pocket. That click you just heard? That's the sound of someone discovering a six-figure penny on their lunch break. What if the answer to your financial breakthrough wasn't a new job, a winning lottery ticket, or some big startup idea? Coins like the 1988 D error penny remind us that value isn't always obvious. Wealth often hides in plain sight, and it rewards the curious, the diligent, the bold. This story isn't about coins. It's about opportunity, and the people who dare to look closer. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to walk you through 3 bonus coins from the 1980s that also sell for over $500,000, coins most people toss away without a second thought. I want you to subscribe, because this channel is dedicated to unlocking these stories. Every week, we uncover coins, strategies, and secrets to help you build real wealth from your pocket change. Don't miss the next opportunity. Don't sleep on the next $1 million coin, because the next great discovery could be yours. Stick around. You're about to find out which 3 coins could be even more valuable than the 1988 D. And number 2 on that list? It's hiding in more penny jars than you think. If you're serious about selling rare coins, building passive wealth, and living the life you've always wanted, this channel is your home. Imagine this. You're digging through a dusty coffee can of old change, and suddenly, there it is. A simple 1968 D Lincoln Memorial penny, brown. Warn, you almost toss it back, but wait, that exact penny could be worth $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.5 million. For a coin that might be hiding in your glove box, your garage, or maybe right now in that old jar of pennies sitting behind your couch. Here's the real kicker: most people wouldn't know its value even if it was taped to their forehead, and that my friend, is the difference between struggle and legacy. Stick with me for the next few minutes and you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. I used to think coins were just for laundry machines and that awkward keep the change moment. Now I think of them as little metal lottery tickets, scratch that, better than lottery tickets. Because the odds are in your junk drawer, let's uncover how a 1968 D penny became one of the most shocking millionaire makers in American coin history. We'll explore what to look for, why collectors are drooling over them, and how you can cash in before someone else beats you to it. The United States minted over 2.8 billion Lincoln Memorial pennies in 1968. So why would a penny from that year ever be worth more than a house? Simple, because not all 1968 D pennies are created equal. There are rare die varieties, striking errors, and minting oddities that make select pieces incredibly valuable, and most people are completely unaware, but the elite collectors, they know. They're watching. They're bidding, and when one of these rare 1968 D pennies hits the auction block, it's not pennies they're throwing, it's tens of thousands, even millions. Is it something you can spot with your naked eye, or is there a secret only top numismatists understand? Let me take you back a few years. A friend of mine, retired, 67, former truck driver, calls me up. Ray, I found this weird-looking penny in my dad's coin box. It's from 1968, with a D on it. He was gonna give it to his grandson to throw in a wishing fountain. We looked at it closely. Turns out, it had a double die obverse, mint luster intact, off-center strike. It went to auction and fetched over $185,000. And he was about to chuck it into a fountain. That's the danger. That's the fear of tossing away generational wealth without even knowing it. Here comes the exciting part. Get ready to check your own stash. Look closely at the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Doubling in these areas signals extreme rarity. No scratches, strong luster, well-defined Lincoln features. A high-grade penny gets high-grade dollars. Some coins were struck slightly off-center. These oddities increase value tremendously when paired with a high grade. The original 95% copper composition adds appeal. Collectors chase that red luster like sharks smell blood in water. Out of billions minted, only a handful of these valuable traits survive today. Once they're found and locked in private collections, they're gone from circulation. This is your window. Now let's talk market numbers. Average circulated 1968 D penny, worth 1 cent. Minor errors, $25 to $200 off-center strike with red luster. $5,000 to $35,000 MS67 condition with double die, $150,000 to $400,000 unique specimens with multiple anomalies. Auctioned for $1.50 million, and that's not speculation. That's current value, verified. Sold. Documented. This isn't just about coins. It's about awakening a new way of thinking. Imagine turning a forgotten shoebox in your attic into a down payment on your dream home. Or retiring early, just because you checked your pocket change with fresh eyes, and before you say, "It'll never happen to me," know this: the people who found these $1,000,000 pennies weren't collectors, they were everyday Americans. Just like you. A teacher, a mechanic, a retiree, a single mom, they took one moment to check. Point one. Moment that changed everything. Have you already held a $1.5 million coin and let it slip away? Are you about to toss a fortune into a coin jar without knowing? Don't wait another day. Check your 1968 D pennies, examine them. Get a magnifier. Use proper lighting, because fortune favors the curious. And if you want more tips on spotting rare coins hiding in plain sight, if you want to unlock the secret millionaire economy hidden in American change, then hit that subscribe button now. Turn on notifications, because the next video might be about another coin in your collection worth millions. Until then, stay curious, stay bold, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Click the video on your screen right now, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Your fortune could be a pocket away. Did you just toss a penny into a change jar? That 1 cent might have been your $1 million moment. Yes, really. There's a 1976 D Lincoln Memorial penny out there with a current market value of $1.60 million. Not a misprint. $1.6 million. For one copper coin that's been in pockets, purses, and junk drawers since disco ruled the dance floor. And now pause for a second and ask yourself, what if it's sitting right under your nose? What if your future wealth is hiding in plain sight, disguised as something worthless? Well, welcome to the fascinating, often unbelievable world of rare American coins, and today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1976 D Lincoln Memorial penny, the overlooked hero in the world of coin collecting. If you're between 30 and 70, and you've got old coins lying around, This story could change your financial future forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to identify it, where to sell it, and most importantly, how to stop underestimating the small things in life that could bring you massive rewards. Let's rewind. The year is 1976. America is celebrating its 200th birthday. Fireworks are going off, flags are waving, and people are dancing in the streets. Meanwhile, at the Denver Mint, millions of pennies are rolling off the production line. No one suspects a few of those tiny copper pieces will one day spark nationwide treasure hunts. Now here's the twist: not all 1976 pennies were created equal. Some came out just a little different, and in the world of rare coins, different can mean rich. It's a mix of history, rarity, and minting anomalies. Let's break it down. First, the D Mint mark. That tells you it was struck in Denver. But we're not just looking for any 1976 penny. We're looking for those rare specimens with high-grade condition, die errors, or double dies, and some with unique metallic compositions that slip through the cracks. These flaws, invisible to most people, are golden tickets to serious money. There's one recorded example with doubled lettering, a near-perfect strike, and an unusually rich red-brown tone that stunned appraisers. That coin sold for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at a private auction. Let that sink in. 1 cent sold for more than most people's homes. Now you might be asking, okay, but how do I find one like that? Glad you asked. A clear and crisp D Mint mark below the date, doubling on the word liberty, or on Lincoln's profile, off-center strikes, misalignments, or die cracks. A coin that shows zero signs of circulation. We're talking full luster, full detail, a certified high-grade rating from NGC or PCGS, preferably MS67 or above. Let me share a quick personal story. About 15 years ago, my uncle had a coffee can full of old change in his garage. Nothing fancy, just leftovers from the 70s and 80s. One day, on a whim, he took a few to a local coin shop. Guess what? One of those coins, a 1970 small date penny, was worth over $35,000. He almost threw that can away. That's the fear most people don't realize they should have, the fear of throwing away wealth because it looks ordinary. It means you could be walking around with a small fortune in your pocket, completely unaware. It means it's time to stop dismissing those old coins you find in drawers, boxes, and jars, and it means the world of numismatics isn't just for historians and collectors. It's for people like you, regular Americans who want more freedom, more security, and yes, more money in the bank. You see, rare coins aren't just collectibles. They're assets that grow in value over time, assets that can be passed down or cashed in, assets that can change your lifestyle. Now here's the urgency. The market for rare coins continues to explode. Competition is rising, more people are buying, selling, and scouring for these valuable pennies than ever before. The best time to check your coins was yesterday, the second best time is right now. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing that one tiny copper coin made you a millionaire overnight. No boss, no traffic, no debt, just one decision to look a little closer. And remember this: wealth doesn't always come from big things. Sometimes it comes in the smallest forms, a whisper of copper, a forgotten coin, a moment of curiosity. You might be one penny away from a different life. When's the last time you actually looked at a penny before tossing it in a cup holder? Most people don't even look twice, but maybe now you will. Or maybe you already are. Don't be the person who finds out they had $1 million coin after they spent it on a vending machine soda. Here's something we didn't cover yet: there are 3 other pennies from the 70s that have broken the $1 million mark, and one of them might be sitting right next to your 1976-D. So if you think this was eye-opening, wait until you see what's coming next. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in our next video, we're diving into the 1974 aluminum penny and the legal war that made it one of the most controversial coins in U.S. history. If you're ready to take control of your financial destiny, if you're tired of ignoring the potential right in your own hands, and if you believe, like I do, that knowledge is the first step toward wealth, then don't stop here. Search your coins. Get them checked. Start learning. Start hunting, and when you find that treasure, remember this moment, because wealth isn't just for the lucky. It's for the curious. It's for the bold, and it might just start with a single penny. Subscribe now. The next coin that changes your life is coming up. What if I told you that a dusty old penny in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than your house? That's right. A 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny recently shocked the world with a value of $1.8 million. And chances are, you might have one just like it, sitting forgotten in your change jar. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what to look for, but you'll also have a roadmap to potentially turning that copper coin into cold hard cash. And now let me ask you something: have you ever thrown away change because it's just a penny? Yeah. We've all done it. But today's story might make you think twice. Before we dive in, make sure you're not multitasking. Turn off the TV, grab that old coin jar, and let's go treasure hunting. Here's how one ordinary man in Iowa turned his everyday pocket change into a six-figure auction win, and why the 1972 no-mint mark penny could be your golden ticket. Let's rewind back to 1972. Nixon was in office, gas was 55 cents a gallon, and a penny? Just a penny. Or so we thought. The US Mint was cranking out coins faster than hotcakes. But in that rush, something magical happened. A few 1972 Lincoln Memorial pennies rolled off the press, with no mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Just blank. To the average eye, it seemed like nothing. But to collectors and investors, that blank space became a jackpot. The no mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, yet that's not what makes it valuable. It's the errors, the misstrikes, the doubling, the perfect condition some of them were preserved in. That turns a 1-cent coin into a 7-figure asset. And here's the kicker: many of these rare 1972 no mint mark pennies are still in circulation. You might have one in your house right now. Are your fingers tingling yet? Good. Because now we shift from history to the hunt. Collectors want pristine coins graded MS65 or higher. Fetch top dollar. That means no scratches, dents, or corrosion. Think of it like selling a classic car. Mint condition equals major value. Some 1972 pennies feature strong doubling on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. This isn't some fuzzy blur. We're talking crisp, clear doubling, so distinct it's like the mint hit it twice. Third, that no mint mark. If there's a D or S below Lincoln's portrait, you're out. But no letter? That's your green light. Still with me? Let's add a little tension here, because here's what most people get wrong. They clean the coin. Or they toss it in with the rest. Or they sell it to the first pawn shop that offers $10. There are people in this country right now who sold these coins for pennies, only to find out later they gave away a small fortune. Imagine living paycheck to paycheck for years, when the solution was jingling in your glove box the whole time. Now, here's a crazy twist: one of the rarest 1972 pennies ever discovered was found by a 61-year-old retired janitor in Pennsylvania. He almost spent it on a coffee. Instead, he checked online, got it graded, and walked away with over $1.7 million at auction. Talk about luck meeting preparation. Why are we all still chasing lottery tickets when the real fortune might be hiding in our pocket change? Go ahead, pause right now, and check your wallet. I'll wait. That's fine. Because now, we move to how you can find these pennies, verify them, and cash in. Don't blindly dig through change. Focus on 1972 pennies. Use a magnifier or lupa. Check for doubling, sharp details, and that missing mint mark. Don't guess the value. Contact reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. The difference between a raw penny and a graded one? Thousands, if not millions, of dollars. Forget pawn shops. Look to high-end coin auctions. Heritage auctions, Stacksbauers, and great collections have all sold these types of coins for record-breaking amounts. Some collectors will pay top dollar just to complete their set. That means if your coin fills a missing hole in someone's collection, they'll fight over it. And if you're thinking, I'm not into coins, this isn't my thing, remember this isn't about being a collector. This is about being aware, about living smarter, and about finally using that old change for real change. There may be more valuable versions of the 1972 no mint mark penny still undiscovered. Varieties with doubled dies and off-center strikes, coins that experts believe could be worth over $2 million if found in the right condition. That's coming up in a future video, because this journey doesn't end with 1972. There are other years, other mint errors, other treasures, just waiting for someone like you to recognize them. Tonight, go check your change jar, your junk drawer, your old jeans. That 1-cent piece collecting dust? It might just be your ticket to a brand new life. Subscribe right now if you want more strategies, more insider tips, and more stories about coins worth a fortune. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next coin that could turn you into a millionaire, because in this world, fortunes aren't always made on Wall Street. Sometimes, they're minted by the US Treasury, and if you're smart enough to spot them, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again.